Hey everybody, what's going on? Your host, LovelyCheesePizza here. Welcome back to Let's Play some more Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. And we are really close to the main entrance of Dungeon number 3 here in, what is it, the Lost Woods, Skull Woods? I don't remember, maybe Lost Skull Woods? It's one of the three of those things. I think it's Skull Woods, which perfectly makes sense. I mean, there's a lot of skulls in here. But it would also make sense with it being the Lost Woods, because it can be easy to get lost in here, so... Oh, really? Come on, what the hell are you gonna do with it? You don't even have fucking arms. You're like, oh, I'm gonna put this shield on the front of my weird pumpkin body with my spiky tongue, because, you know, I'm gonna really repel attacks from invaders that I never fucking have. But hey, what do you do? So yeah, hopefully, you know, as I wander around trying to find the entrance that I want to this place, hopefully I can keep things interesting in, you know, on the way there. I mean, realistically speaking, it can't be any worse than how the majority of my day went yesterday. It was that, if we're talking in terms of excitement factor, do we really have to go out of the forest to go back into the right place? I guess we do. I mean, again, they don't call this place the Lost Skull Woods for nothing, a name that I just made up, but we're gonna roll with it. But yeah, you know it's gonna be a shitty day when the full extent of the excitement, and I use excitement lightly because there was none of it, when the full extent of your excitement is, I'm not even kidding, I'm not saying this to blow smoke up your asshole and out your eyes, because that's scientifically impossible, but when the full extent of your excitement is changing light bulbs, then you know that you have turned wrong, you know, you made the wrong turn at Albuquerque, and there's no way back. It's like the endless staircase in Super Mario 64, but you don't just turn around and take like 4 steps and you're back. Your life is ruined. So it's not really like the staircase at all. It's just you go that way and then your life is never the same. I don't know where I'm going with that, but it was awful. Like, that day just, it involved, like, I had no fun customers. It was a really slow day at work. There was just nothing going on at all. We're leaving again? Really? We're just going again, huh? Okay, and this is, okay, so that's like the other spot, which is something, but, well then what the hell is it? Well, wait a minute, this is the main entrance, isn't it? Hold on a second. Did we just do a full lap? We just did a full lap. God damn it. This is what I'm saying, man. This place is the worst. It is simply one of the worst places that this game could offer for various reasons. But yeah, like, the interesting part really came later on in the day, because in that, it was a really actually fairly potentially creepy situation, and I still don't really know all of what happened. Last night we had a little get-together, a little family function for my sister-in-law. It was her birthday a couple days ago, and so we got everyone together, and, you know, there was pizza involved, which is always a good thing, because that virtually made it like the best part of my day right away. So there's one entrance. There's like a secret entrance right here. This hole right here actually is also another entrance. And then there's fucking one over there, and then there's like 2 more on the other side of this forest. So, like, literally this entire under-the-ground area is just entrance after entrance to this shithole. It is the worst. Oh no, dude. Alright, I forgot about these dudes. What are they called? Gibdos? Is that what these dudes are? I can't remember. These guys, we'll just call them the dudes that fucking suck, man. These guys are the worst. They're like, and Wall Masters too? Oh no. I forgot about what our adversaries were in this place, and I'm... Alright. So here's the thing. Oh god, this is the worst place. So we're like, all these enemies get significantly easier to deal with once we get the fire rod, which is totally the, you know, the weapon in here. It's just a pain in the ass up until that point. Oh boy. Oh no. Oh no, you don't. There we go. But yeah, so anywho, so you know, we had pizza. That whole thing was cool. Instead of doing cake, we did cupcakes, which I'm super down with that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love cake as much as the next guy because cake is awesome. But you know, if you are one of the people out there that's not really a fan of cake, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that your life is terrible because it's not. Especially when you can find an adequate replacement, which you know, pie is awesome. You know, ice cream cakes. I particularly enjoy ice cream cakes. And then, dude, cupcakes are like, they're like God's candy, though, man. Especially, like, for birthday functions, because, like, sometimes you'll get cake, and then there'll be people that don't like that flavor. At least if you get cupcakes, you can get, like, a whole bunch of different flavors. And so we had, like, 4 or 5 different ones. There was, like dark chocolate coconut. We had the one that I got. It was like ginger pumpkin pie. Oh my god, it was so good. There was like a s'mores one. There was like a red velvet cake one, which red velvet cake is just the jizz, man. It forces semen to just eject itself out of you completely involuntarily because of how good it is. I mean that's just the nature of the deployment. That's just what it is. So, oh no, you don't. Yeah, I love it. So then, yeah, after that we were playing games too. We played a game called, what was it, Telestrations, which I think I've actually told you guys about this game before. Like it's kind of a cross between. Oh, see that's the main entrance up there, but you need the fire rod in order to access it. Because you gotta sit there and, you know, burn the crazy weird looking like bug beak that it has. You light it on fire, and he's just like, "Oh my god, my face is on fire! Oh, well, you can walk into my open cavity of a head now," and then you go in there, and it's fine. But yeah, I think I told you about that game. Like, it's kind of a cross between, like, Pictionary and Telephone. And, dude, it's chaos. It is so much fun, though. I love that game with a passion. Especially if you're not a good, you know, illustrator or artiste or whatever type of terminology you want to use. That's just what makes the game way better. Because you start to get to a point where you're just like, I don't even know what the fuck this is anymore. Like, the word that I began the game with is not even close to that anymore. Okay, so we need to go we need to go this way. So the creepy part of the evening really came, like, as the party was dying down. Like, this was where things got weird. So I was in the kitchen. I was actually, you know, filling out a card. Oh no. Oh no. We're losing it. We're losing it, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no. That's not what I really wanted to have happen. So wait, if I fall in here, what happens? I forget. Do we go further? No? Okay, well, we're just leaving the room then. But hold on a minute. There's gotta be something of meaning in this room. It can't seriously be just a bunch of nothing. Hold on. This doesn't feel right at all. This feels all wrong somehow. I also don't know how to get to these pots. Oh, there we go. I thought that we were just like the angle was all off. So anywho, so I'm in the kitchen and I'm filling out a card because it was the funeral today for the lady that I told you about, the one that worked at the post office next to me. So she had her funeral today, and so, you know, we decided that we were gonna, you know, we wanted to get her a card because it would be like one of the least things that we could do for her husband, you know, just kind of write some nice, you know, kind words in there. And so I'm in the kitchen, I'm filling my part of it out as I'm sitting there just smearing ink everywhere because I'm, like, seriously one of the only right-handed people on this planet that writes like a left-handed person. And so I'm in there, my brother is going to take out the garbage, and then all of a sudden he just comes, like, barreling into the house, like, through the living room, and he's like, we need to go outside real quick. And everyone's like, why? He's like, I was just outside taking out the trash, and I just heard, like, a lady somewhere down the street yelling, please let me go, let go of me, I just want to be alone. And so we're like, what the hell? I mean, all right, let's totally go. And we're all just like, what the hell's going on? Like, where does that come from? And so, you know, I'm working on my thing there, and as soon as I get done, I go charging outside with my brother and my dad, and we're going out there, and we can't see where this was coming from. And I guess that, because I got out there last, I guess that there was definitely more, like there was more dialogue that happened, but they couldn't pinpoint where it was coming from. Like it was definitely, you know, fairly far down the street. And so they're walking, and I'm going down there, and I don't hear anything specifically. And I catch up to them. I was like, have you guys heard anything else yet? Like, what the hell's going on? And they're like, well, I mean, you know, I haven't heard anything yet, but, you know, he's like, I heard, you know, let me go, stop doing that, you know, these types of things. And so we're like, well, we may have, like, a full-on domestic dispute going on here. Like, I mean, we could have, or maybe even potentially, like, a kidnapping going on. Because, you know, Friday night, potentially, you know, some alcohol in play. It kind of, sort of like a seedy part of town where, you know, some less than savory things could be going on. And so we see, like, way down the way, haha, fire rod, by the way. So we see, like, way down the way that there's a car outside of a house. There's, like, a bunch of people going in and out, and we're thinking maybe this is where it is. Which, at this time, is where I start kind of putting together that maybe it's not, like, we kind of start walking towards this house to try to kind of get a grip on what's going on. We don't see anything that looks like, you know, like a situation like that. And then we see, you know, people pile into a car and then they drive away. But they didn't drive away like a kidnapping was going on, where you'd, like, peel out and, you know, and drive away all, you know, fast, like, you know, you fucking stole a person and put them in your vehicle against their will. So, yeah, like, my thought is that it probably turned into, it was probably like a situation of, you know, some kids or you know, adults were drinking too much, and you know, and lo and behold, as you know, if you could possibly believe it with your own two eyes, that you know, some drama cooked up out of nowhere, because, you know, people will be people, and, you know, people will, you know, say and do things that are fairly stupid, and so I'm thinking that it was just like, you know, there was like an argument that was going on, and friends were trying to, you know, hold people back, and it just turned into a screaming match that was miraculously audible, like 2.5 blocks away, like pretty long blocks too. I'm not talking about like little itty bitty ones. Like, we're talking really, really lengthy. You know. Okay, I gotta figure out how to get that door open. The one that's over on this other side there. But yeah, it was kind of a creepy thing, because we're like what happens if, while we're going down here, like, checking all this out, like, what if people see us, and then, you know, they decide to come after us because we're, like, you know, quote unquote getting in the way or whatever. Like, we're like getting in the way of what they're doing. Like, that's kind of the moment where you're like, well, this is, you know, we could potentially be in a bad spot here. But ended up being nothing, I hope. So I hope that whatever situation that was, it ended up being okay. Because, I mean, you can't help but worry about that type of thing, you know? So, yeah. But, I mean, that's where, like, the excitement was throughout that evening. But, oh, dude, I gotta tell you about this earlier. Dude, this was so funny. I've never had this happen before. It was awesome, though, for probably some of the wrong reasons, but it was so bizarre, because I saw the entire thing unfold in front of my very eyes, and that's what made it, I think, a little bit funnier to me. I think some people will be kind of bummed out by it, just for those who you know, who are animal lovers of all kinds. But so I got off of work a little while ago, and it's just pissing rain today. I mean, it is coming down just in like totes full. I mean, just full on, just complete and utter downpour of the highest degree. And so I was on the phone with my mom. Like, she was asking, you know, what I was doing tonight, and so I'm talking to her, you know, no big deal. And as I'm talking to her, I'm driving down the street, down like the main road, and I see that there's just like a little bird just standing in the middle of the street, you know, just kind of, you know, floating around, just kind of in and out of lanes, doing whatever the hell he wants, which is fine. I mean, I don't really have a problem with that. But the weird part of it, the weird part of it is, so I'm like kind of approaching him and he's not moving. Like usually, they get a pretty good idea of the proximity of vehicles nearby, and they usually, they'll fly away and do their thing or whatever. But for whatever reason, he just decided he wasn't going to move, and so I'm getting closer to him while I'm talking to her on the phone, and I'm like, this guy needs to move, otherwise it's going to be like fucking Splatterhouse out here. And so he finally... Oh, damn it. Okay, that's not what I need. So he finally decides to move, but when he does this, I'm so close to him that when he turns and starts flying, he flies upwards, and I totally just cremated this thing. I mean, I slammed into him going probably 40 to 45 miles an hour, and oh, dude, it was just carnage, just straight up carnage. I hit him with the very front of my car, and the very second I made contact with him, he just went totally just stiff, and I saw him, because it was so wet out, he like slid all the way up the hood of my car and just like flew off. Like he slid up the hood of the car, went up the windshield, and just like totally flew off. Oh my! And like I couldn't help but laugh at it because it was just the entire thing was just so weird and bizarre. Oh man! And I've never hit a bird before. Like birds are so like quick and agile that you never really think that you're gonna totally destroy one with your own car, but it totally happened. It was just a weird thing altogether, and I was just like, oh my god, I totally just killed a bird. My mom was like, oh no, and I was like, well, I mean, he didn't get out of the way. I mean, what am I gonna do? Swerve into the other lane and hit somebody else instead? Can't do that. Oh, I know where I need to go. I don't know why I didn't even think of this. I gotta go to the actual main entrance of this place. Yeah, I don't know what the hell I've been doing this whole time. I think I just got like ahead of myself a little bit, thinking, oh, I got the fire rod, I can go just kill everything now. But, I mean, I do really have an actual purpose for this. So, yeah. Word to the wise, ladies and gentlemen. If you need to hit the animal, always hit the animal, okay? Whether you're, an animal lover or not, you always hit the animal, okay? It's super important. Because, I mean, would you rather kill an animal but live? And kind of totally fuck up your car? Or would you rather be like, oh my god, I don't want to kill an animal, and so you swerve into another lane and end up totaling your car and potentially killing a human, which is way worse. I think it's kind of a no-brainer, realistically. So, that's what's going on there. He's like, oh! I mean, his face just looked like a nightmare with that. Dude could definitely, stand to use some Dr. Darm plastic surgery, I can tell you that right about now. Oh, don't get me. Oh, he got me. Can he get me over here? So he doesn't get me over there, but he gets me in the other spot, and they're totally, equidistant. That's weird. Where the hell am I? Okay, here we go. God, I hate this room. It sucks. I just want to go down here to... I don't like it. I don't like these rooms with obscured vision. Like, I get what they're doing, and they're drawing depth with all this, and it's cool. It's thrifty. It's not really thrifty, but I mean, it's... Oh, get you! Ugh. God, just leave me alone for a second, I don't want to put up with it. God, these guys they can take damage like crazy, It's so weird. Like, they're just dead people. Like, how while being dead can you take more damage than when you're not? I mean, I get it. Oh, I'm dead. I can't even process the pain. It just doesn't work like that. But you're dead. Like, your body doesn't work as well because your flesh isn't alive anymore. Your body's deteriorating. So how in the name of Davy Jones's Locker are you able to sustain further damage when your body doesn't work as well? That's always been a thing, like, about like zombies and the undead, and how they can take like 40 bullets or whatever. It's like, how does that work when your body just sucks? I don't know. Maybe I'm looking a little bit too hard into this. Ah, no, you don't. I just want to get into the next room. Oh, no, I moved. I shouldn't have moved. Shouldn't have moved, but I did it. All right, guys, you know what? Well, because that happened, I think we're just going to stop right here. It's a safe place to be, so we'll do it right here for now, and you are dead. So, my friends, when we come back on the next installment of Let's Play Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, we are going to venture through this portion of the dungeon, which I'm pretty sure will lead us ultimately to pay dirt. So until then, my friends, this is your host, Lovely Cheese Pizza, saying thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye, everybody.